Good morning. Welcome back to the 10K to $2 million funding challenge. Welcome, all my fellow hunters. We are back. It is Wednesday, June 21st. It is 7 a.m. New York time. So, good morning to everyone here waking up in the States. Good afternoon to all of my UK and Europe watchers, and good evening to the Asian folk as well. So glad you guys are here. Glad you guys are watching. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, and I'm here to help demonstrate how you can pass these challenges, get funded, stack accounts, and get payouts. So I'm glad you guys are here watching. It was kind of an interesting day yesterday. We had a great setup up here that we were really we were really wanting to get in. It did wick out our sell side liquidity, and so we canceled that order. It did come back up. It didn't get to our entry, but we were correct in our bias. The setup did play out, even though we didn't get an entry. This is exactly what a plus setup looks like. We had a run on liquidity, and we had a displacement away, fair value gap, inside a breaker. It just didn't work out. This was the setup here, but it is good to see that it did work out in the direction, meaning our analysis was correct. Even though we didn't get our price and we didn't get our entry, this is the power and the beauty of taking these setups. Good morning, Corey. Welcome in. Glad you're back with us, man. The trade that you see currently here on my screen is a trade that I have running on another account. This is a different smart money concept strategy that I use. I don't use it on this stream, but I did want to just pull it up here and show you the beauty of it. This is framed on a 30-minute time frame, and this is basically a turtle soup play where you're anticipating a run on liquidity here, and then it pulls back into the range, tests the bottom end of that same box again, and then you get in. There's a fair value gap here nested inside this 30-minute bullish order block. We had a change of structure, displacement away, and then I was anticipating London to drop down into this fair value gap with this order block. It was a limit order that I set before I went to bed, and it got triggered in at 2 a.m., and then it's just kind of taken off from there. I am targeting on this trade last week's high, yesterday's high, and Friday's high. So it's still running. We'll see if we get some continuation on that. It's not at break even yet. I would not move to break even until this last swing high is broken. That is the rule on that strategy. So, but it's a strategy. I think I said a few days ago that maybe after we get a little bit deeper into this this challenge, and maybe after we hit like $1 million, I'll introduce a new setup just to show you can get to $1 million with just one setup. But there are other high probability setups that you can use, and that I have let, just because I haven't even called them out, let them go, because I really want to just focus on using one setup, showing you how you can master one setup and use it only to pass these challenges. And just so you know, I'm not like there is crap. I hate that. There's the trade, and it's running in profit. And you can see it was wicked in. I don't know if you can see that. It was wicked in, and it's in profit. It is an actual live trade. I'm not just telling you I got into that. That is actually how it works. So anyway, hey Xanax, welcome back, buddy. Haven't seen you in a couple of days. Hope you're well. Beeswax, good morning. Welcome in. But so now I'm going to take this off. You can see price has reacted off of our original breaker and volume imbalance where we were hoping to get an entry yesterday. It has stalled right there at that breaker and not wanted to show any displacement higher. So what I'll be looking for our specific setup here this morning is I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Take that off. Oh, excuse me, Xanax. Just haven't been here in a little while, just studying some new ICT stuff. Well, good, man. Always good to learn. Always good to hear from the master himself. I have not watched his last 6-hour stream yet. I've heard there's a lot of good stuff in it. So I don't really. I will probably spend some time next weekend, I think, maybe going back over some of his stuff. I do like to refresh and just go back over and rewatch. Helps me just solidify in my mind exactly what I'm looking for and how it pertains to my setups. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're studying, and hopefully it's paying off for you. What I would be looking for this morning here, you can already see we had a run on liquidity here on the London session. Kind of bounced around, then we finally got displacement. Once we got displacement above this high, we look back and we say, where did we come from? We came from this liquidity run here, which was caused by this 15-minute breaker. And so if you look at this and you were to pull this out, breaker block. All right, so here's your, you had a run on liquidity. This candle pushed up, and then you had a quick displacement down. We ran liquidity, picked up orders, and then we displaced higher. It wasn't a clean displacement because you did have this bar at 345 that kind of came back down and didn't follow through. But then on the next one, you got it. So there's no fair value gap inside of that 15-minute candle right there. But there is inside here on the 5-minute. And you can see we've pulled back down into the breaker. And price is now stuck between the London breaker that ran liquidity and yesterday's breaker that caused the big move down into the higher time frame liquidity draw. So what I'm watching is, what does the dollar want to do? Because very interesting, our analysis so far has played out really well, wherein we said this daily fair value gap that we traded through last week could become an inverted fair value gap now that it was traded through. We are also inside another fair value gap that was created from Thursday's big move down, Friday's high, Wednesday's low. This is the daily fair value gap we're inside of. It respected it on Monday. It wicked up all the way into that inverted fair value gap and respected it, closed back inside. Currently, we've wicked back up into that inverted fair value gap so far today. And what do we see down here? A no wick candle. There's currently price opened and has just pushed up. And so here is the start of that 4-hour candle. You can anticipate price not wanting to leave no wick behind. So I would be slightly more bearish dollar today, perhaps. And we had said this yesterday, the high of the week could be up here inside this inverted daily fair value gap. And so that's kind of what I'm anticipating. I feel like the high of the week is in. It doesn't have to be. You do have a daily volume imbalance up here, right here, that the dollar could want to reach up into if it's going to be bullish again today. So if we do indeed just keep climbing higher and take out yesterday's high, and Wednesday puts in the high of the week, I would anticipate a big run up into that volume gap, and then a fall, and then a decline, a rapid decline away from that area. But I also feel pretty good about yesterday putting in that high and that inverted fair value gap holding. We might dip back up in there a little bit this morning. We do have Jerome Powell is speaking at 10 o'clock this morning. And anytime that guy opens his mouth, the markets typically can get pretty violent. Not all the time, but a lot of times. Excuse me. Oh, geez. Lost my headphones. Good morning, Alex. Welcome in. And Sam, welcome in. Good to see you guys back in here. So if, what I might like to see is if you can get a push above on the dollar, maybe a little bit, take out some liquidity here and then displace lower and target the sell side liquidity here. You got a volume imbalance down here that we haven't gone back to. And then, of course, you have Tuesday's low and so on as you move further down. Do have a nice little trend line here coming up on the, you can see it dipped into it here. And then it pulled back up to it. So retail is going to be trading that trend line higher. I see this as a big move down and then a slow, gradual filling in some of these imbalances here. This is the daily volume imbalance up here. All right, so that's kind of what I'm watching and waiting for. Do we get any... Good Lord, I cannot stop yawning. Do we get any runs on liquidity here to the buy side on dollar, which would correlate to a run on liquidity here on euro? Maybe one more dip down or even back up and retesting these lows. If we pop down below here, you can see this run yesterday into these lows. Where is that low? Let me just drop a line here. So there's the low from yesterday. Took out the no wick candle here, as expected. Where I need to bring this over, just so I want to see how far we've climbed down into that. We did not get down into this 15-minute order block. We did close in this fair value gap, took out these two no wick candles here. So if you're looking at this move up from this swing to the highest swing here, we did get back into a discount yesterday. So we reached into a discount level there, well, just about right at the 50% line. That order block, the 15-minute order block, lines up with an OTE area. It doesn't have to come all the way down to the OTE area, but if it does take this low out again today, if it makes a new low today, then I would anticipate this 15-minute order block providing some type around that OTE area there. Providing some type of support and a potential area to look for a reversal if we get that low. I don't know that we're going to get that low. I feel like our low was put in yesterday. So I'm going to be watching to see if we can get into these lows here, take out this swing low, take out some liquidity, and then displace higher. If it just runs up higher from here, fine. I'm okay with that. You can see we're just kind of trending down. We're still stuck inside of London's range here. London's high and London's low. So we'll see what New York gives us. We'll be patient. Pound had some news pop in overnight on inflation. I think they were expecting inflation to drop, and it didn't. So pound kind of got hammered overnight, but you can see it's pulled back, fully filled in Thursday's imbalance now, and pulled back away from that area. It's tapped into this 4-hour order block. Has a little bit more room to go on the sell side there, but it can start reversing anytime. It doesn't need to. It could keep dropping, but I would anticipate that it makes a deeper dig into a bigger push up here for the rest of the week. But we'll just have to watch and wait, see what kind of displacement we get, if any, now that we've taken out sell side liquidity here. Do we get a displacement back up, potentially above this candle? This would be the last up close candle before we ran sell side liquidity. If we can get some displacement above there, then you might be able to get an entry to target buy side liquidity areas up here. So we'll watch that on pound today. Gold reached back down into, this was last week, pulled away, went up to our 30 fair value gap again, and fell away, came back down to our original point of interest here. And so, yeah, I kind of feel like, I don't know. I really don't know what gold wants to do. It's just so choppy and tight right now. It's reached its sell side objective already, and now we're hovering back around. We do have some clear buy side liquidity targets above, and you have some. This daily order block here would be our next downside objective. If it wants to drop lower, we would watch and see. But I don't know what it wants to do. It's just in a very tight, whippy range, back and forth, one extreme to the other very quickly. So we'll just kind of hold off on gold for now. US 30, the markets, we took out buy side liquidity, and we've pulled back and just had 3 days in a row. Friday, Monday, Tuesday, just drop. So now last week's low, I'm sorry, where's last week's low? Last week's low is right here. Yeah, this swing level is kind of in target here. You can see we're just inside last week's range still on the US 30. So we just need to see some liquidity get run and displacement away to determine what direction it really wants to go. All right. Man, I am having a good morning. Hope you guys are too. Xanax, we'll be back. Spiffy Smitty morning. Hopefully that buck walks in our crosshair today. Amen, brother. That's what I'm hoping for too. I'm hoping we can identify our run on liquidity and displacement away, and we get to take our shot. I thought we were going to have a shot yesterday with this setup that we called out. We just didn't get back up to our entry. Price did end up going exactly where we wanted it to go. Run liquidity, take out a high, displace away. Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to see. So we've got, with Powell speaking at 10, there is a possibility that price just kind of chops around in here until Powell talks and gives us his sentiment on, I don't know, maybe what they're thinking about He's already said at the last rate hike meeting that they're just pausing. Uh, they did not raise interest rates the last time. They just paused, but they said very clearly there will be more interest rate hikes coming. So that's what caused this massive spike up last week. That news weakened the dollar when they paused interest rates, but then they came back and said, oh, but there's going to be more coming, so don't get so excited. So I guess today it's like, they're going to question him and be like, well, is that still the case? Really? They're going to pepper him with questions, I imagine. Hey, Steven, welcome in, buddy. Welcome in. Oh, I see ICT's tweeting some stuff. What's he saying, man? I will live stream the Fed testimony and lecture on matters outside the chart. So an ICT rant coming in. Next week, I will dive deeper into my breaker PD Ray. Maybe he's been seeing all my tweets about it and wants to clarify exactly how to do that. Too many out here profiting on misinformation, conjectures, or outright incorrect teachings and inviting more risk to the gullible. Yeah, he's probably talking about me. Although I'm not profiting anything off of this, by the way. I'm not profiting anything from me doing this. But that doesn't mean that I am teaching this incorrectly. Here's the thing. Here's one of the things I have about ICT. Like, and I don't claim to say that I am teaching you what ICT teaches you. What I'm claiming is that I have used ICT's concepts and taken his explanations and I've adapted it to my trading style and system. And therefore, it may not be exactly the way he would trade a breaker setup or identify a breaker setup. And I'm okay with that. Like, I don't think you have to do exactly what he says the way he says to do it. And I say that not to diminish the value or the validity of what he's teaching. It's obviously very strong. What I'm saying is that you have to trade this. You have to, not him. He's not sitting there with you showing you exactly how to trade and when to push the button and explaining, all of these setups. He's not doing it. You have to do it. And so you can study what he does and the way he does it all you want, and you should. It will be very helpful. But in the end, you have to trade your system. And if you can take ICT's concepts and you find an edge inside of that, and you find a way to take his model and create a trading plan around that gives you an edge, and you can execute consistently and be profitable, then it works. It works, even if it may not be to the T exactly the way he would trade his specific models. And so I think sometimes he may see, maybe he popped in here and he didn't say anything and we don't even know. And he saw the way I trade this breaker system. And now he's like, I need to get online and I need to show these fools how you actually trade my breaker. And that's cool. Again, I'm not claiming that I trade everything exactly the way he does, but it is everything that I'm doing is inspired by and ultimately is foundationally built upon his concept of the breaker. So it's specific to this stream. So one of my dogs is down here, so let me just let her out real quick and go to the bathroom. Give me 1 minute, guys. She we have one of our golden doodles uh is what I call a counter surfer. And she if you leave anything out on the counter that's edible, you forget to put it away. She will wait until the middle of the night and she'll get up there and clean it out. So my wife had made a dish. We call it chicken spaghetti. I don't know if it's called something else, but it's delicious. But we didn't eat it all. We accidentally left it out. We're usually really good about it. But Maggie, our golden doodle, got up there and ate half. There's about half of it left, and I mean we're talking a casserole dish. It's pretty big, and it's just my wife and I. So we were gonna make half, eat it, and then we were gonna save the other half for lunch today or dinner tomorrow or whatever. Well, Maggie ate the entire other half, and I woke up this morning to 2 piles of vomit, and now she's wanting to go outside. About 2 hours before she normally does, about an hour before she normally does, she obviously is not feeling good. And I don't really feel so bad for her, quite honestly. Uh, yeah. Corey says, if you happen to not find another trade for the week, which account can you buy next with your current profits? That's a good question. I'm at 2%, so that would be if I don't get another trade. Let's go look. Probably a 20K, a 25K, maybe. I don't know. Let me go pull it up and see here. We'll look at this together. So if I stay at my 2% profit, it looks like another 10K because I would have 80%. Actually, this one's 85%. What is my funded account is 240 times 0.85. So I would get $204 back. So that's I don't think that's enough. It's just about $40 short to get a 25K. So I could for sure get another 10K challenge. I may just add $40 of my own money and get a 25. I don't know. We'll just wait and see. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Maybe I should. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think I should do? Should I just take only what the challenge gives me, or should I add some of my own? If I'm a little short to get a 25K, should I add more to it? I'll let the chat decide. Well, you can hear her. She's done her business, Stan. Man, she's all happy coming in like, yeah, I feel better now. It's like, I know how you feel. I've had that same feeling before. We all have. When you got to go and then you're done and you got a new pep in your step. I got some people tweeting at me. Let's go over here and see who's tweeting at me over here. Venator Trading, check this out. There's a lot here that you share on your YouTube stream. Thanks, Nick, for sharing. Oh, that was the graphics that somebody posted yesterday. Cool. And messages, no new messages yet today. So y'all feel free to pop into the DMs if you want. I'm happy to look at charts or just talk and chat about psychology, life. Again, just happy to help. While we're still a small channel, relatively, I have the ability to get to everyone and give everyone a good amount of attention if you want it. You don't have to. It's fine. Totally fine. But it's there and available if you want to chat. Ahmad, good morning. GU looking nice setup. Yeah, GU could be looking pretty nice here. So we've got a run on liquidity here. I would want to see displacement above this high. I'll go ahead and mark that candle out. I would want to see displacement above this candle right here. So if we get displacement above there, and that could be an interesting setup. I would want to see a shift. We did get a shift of structure here technically. Right here, we did get a break of structure. Swing. We had a swing level. We failed to make a new low. I still wouldn't. I want to see a more convincing break of structure here. For me personally, I don't know that I would use this. I mean, it did give some nice movement. You get displaced. You got a quick move down, grab liquidity, couple. Now you've had this pullback. But I want to see this level get broken. This is just buy side liquidity currently. I want to see this higher time frame. For sure, I want to see a close above that, but that's kind of the one. And the reason and let me just be clear about why I immediately went to this one. Where is sell side liquidity here? Right here, right? Where did this run on liquidity begin? So before we broke this, where's the last up close candle? This one I wouldn't use. I don't like it. I want to use this last up close candle before we ran this old swing low, right? So this is the one right there. And is there a 30 minute? It's not on the 30 minute. So this 15 minute is the up close candle that then gave us a run below this low here, right? That's why I want to see a break of that candle. Now it might work out to use these two candles here as your last run on liquidity and then a break above. You do have a couple fair value gaps inside of there that you might get. You might get a little pullback here into that area, but I would prefer to see this candle get displaced through, as that's the candle that paused. Right? This pause, we were running down hard towards sell size. And then what do you get? You get a little pause, push up, and then you get your quick displacement down. So that's the one I want to see get run. Steven, I sent you a DM yesterday. You did. Let me go look at that, Steven, because I remember, and I got a few. So yeah, what I remember, Stephen, on yours, and let me go ahead and pull this up here. So you're just trading order blocks here. I didn't quite understand what you were talking about. No pass. Like, I've never really heard that description before, other than just saying, if you mean by no pass, you mean price doesn't need to go back up any higher. It's already run liquidity. So basically, you're just trading a fair value gap inside of an order block on a higher time frame. And that is a valid setup. It's not the setup we're using here on the stream, but I mean, it's a great setup. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't have any problem with this setup at all. And I think you had another picture here. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So this is the 15-minute time frame. We ran stops here. We displaced back through, and then you targeted. This is the order block. It got up almost to the bottom of that order block there. But your live stream happened on EU as well. So you're just trading those. I mean, I'm not familiar with this concept of no pass, like these 15-minute candles becoming a wall. Maybe ICT's talked about that somewhere. I don't remember hearing that anywhere, but to me, it's just an order block. You have a fair value gap inside, and you're expecting a run on this swing to produce a run on sell side lower. So could be a turtle soup play. I mean, there's lots of ways to define your entry here and what you're doing. But the concept is we ran stops, and now we're look to, after we've run stops, where is the sell side liquidity draw? Well, it's down here. Okay, well now just find an entry. Find a fair value gap, an order block, a breaker, something that's going to help you get an entry to target that sell side liquidity. And that's what you did right there. So I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Corey, I don't think adding $40 is that bad. Ahmad, for me, GU already displaced. Yeah, if you're using the 5-minute time frame here on GU, then yes, that's displacement. Again, and I think I just explained clearly why I would want to see a break above this right here. That's what I'm waiting to see. Displacement above here. And it may come back down this far, but this is the area I want to see broken. This is going to give me my confirmation that we're done running sell side liquidity here. But Ahmad, you're more than accurate, and if you want to use these two candles here on the 5-minute time frame, you do have you could I would wait, obviously, let price continue to run up, but you would want to come back down into here, obviously. I'm not interested in taking that again. I've explained what I want to see on pound. And that's a break of this high and then come back in. We'll watch and wait and see how that happens. Euro dollar still stuck inside these two breakers here. Not doing much. And dollar in consolidation as well. And it appears we may, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see as the market continues to unfold here and New York starts to wake up. Are we just going to pause and chop until we get our testimony? Or are we going to get any kind of movement? I am not going to stay on the stream until Powell talks. Well, I might. I don't know. I've got some stuff I've got to go do. Like I told you guys earlier this week, tomorrow I'm going to help a friend of mine move. A couple of us are going to help a friend of ours move, and I'm going to drive the U-Haul truck. Well, we're going to get the U-Haul truck this morning, going over to his place. I'm helping him pack up and everything. So I can't stay on super long today. Probably at least another hour. And then I may have to just go do some real life stuff. Ahmad, yeah, using the fair 5-minute market structure shift. 15-minute candles are showing everything. Yeah, again, that concept of a no pass wall or whatever you called it, uh, I'm not familiar with that strategy, but if you've got data that shows during those time frames that's what happens, and you treat that, in a specific way, and you trade that as at a specific way in a specific time, I have no issue with it, man. To me, it looked like just a fair value gap inside of an order block after a stop hunt. So, which is I have used a similar trade setup before in the past. The 6 hour ICT live stream. That's where he unveiled the latest shiny new toy. You can get so much ICT information that it can cause paralysis of analysis, and you can see setups everywhere, and you're like, I don't know which one to take. And really, it all comes down to, where is the next draw on liquidity? Where's the next draw on liquidity? Right now, we're still in this range. This is our dealing range right here. This high, this low. So our draw on liquidity is up here on the buy side. It's down here on the sell side. And until we get out and break out from Tuesday's high here and Monday's high, or Sunday's high, I guess, you have relative equal highs up here. So to me, that's where the strongest draw on liquidity is currently, these relative equal highs. Let me pop this on here. I usually don't put this stuff on the charts, but I'll leave it up here for the purposes of the stream. And because we've already taken sell side and we failed to make a new low during London here, this is why I'm anticipating this sell side staying in place. Let's put this down here. GU is pushing up pretty good here. So if we can get some continuation, then we'll watch and wait, see what happens. Hey, good morning, David. Welcome in. Hey, Maverick. Hope you're well as also. If you haven't yet, guys, I would appreciate if you hit that like button. And I really do appreciate you guys watching, and I really do appreciate the way that you guys are in the chat. It would be way harder to teach and way harder to be helpful if you guys weren't in here talking and asking questions or making comments. Any and all of the above makes this stream better. So the more active you are in there, the easier it is for me to riff and talk and address the stuff that's coming up in the chat. But also, I just like the community, man. I like you guys are being consistent. You guys are being loyal and coming in here every day, basically the same people. So I really do appreciate you guys showing up here and watching and learning. So thank you. Sincerely, thank you. And stay active in there. I feel like if we can get, when we get up to where, I don't know, I mean, so I was looking at YouTube analytics, uh, and these streams, when the stream ends, it's had around 40 to 50 views, which means I guess that means, and I don't know if those are unique or if people are watching, going off, coming back, going off, coming back. I don't know how it calculates that. I need to try to investigate and see, but uh, oh, my computer is about to die. Hold on one second. I forgot to plug this sucker in. Bear with me. Hey. Now we got juice. I don't know what I was talking about. Lost my train of thought. Oh, I was saying YouTube analytics. That's what I was talking about. YouTube analytics. So I'm not sure when the stream ends. I can go and see how many views that the stream had, and it's in typically when the stream has ended, it's like in the 40 range, 30, 40, 50 range. And then by the end of the day, by the time the next stream starts, like yesterday's stream had been viewed 130 something times, which is not a lot of views. Let's be honest. For me, having started this stream a month ago, I feel like 130 views on a live stream when nobody knew about you 30 days ago is not bad. So all that to what my whole train of thought was, I feel like we're getting close to a point where having an off-stream communication channel on like Discord or whatever could be another valuable piece for people. It would be free. I don't know how to moderate and set up all of the Discord stuff. I need to do some investigation on that. I do have the channel created, but it's not public and can't find it anywhere. So, but I don't know. We'll see. I feel like it needs a little bit more. We need a little bit more momentum so that if that becomes a thing, it it stays active and there's communication going on there. I don't want to launch something or do something like that until it had the momentum behind it to support it. So until then, just Twitter and YouTube chat. That's kind of where we're at. Corey's the only one that gave his opinion on what we should do if we don't take any more trades this week. What should we do on our profit split? The options are we're at $240 and 85% profit would put us right at $200, which is about $40 short. However, I believe Bespoke has a 25% off coupon discount code. Let me check in their Discord. I think they have a 25% off all month. So if it was 239 times 0.75, it's $180. I could get, maybe if they do have that, I could get a 25K if we don't take any more trades. If they still have that, let me pull that up. Bespoke, where are their promotions? Here we go. Here are 3 promotional offers for the month of June. So yeah, they have 12.5% off plus 130% refund. That's one offer. The second offer is 25% off 10K and 25K challenges, and then 5% off plus a 90% profit split. So let's see. If we did 239 times 12.5, good Lord. I cannot freaking type. It's $30. That would get us down to 200. So we could use either the coupon code, the 12.5% off, and get a 130% refund. We could use that coupon code. And I'll just show you what I'm talking about here. I'm looking at their Discord channel here. So these are the discount codes. Oh, you can't see all that, can you? Hold on. I need to move that over there. So they've got this 12.5% off here. They've got 25% off or 5% off. So you can choose which discount codes you want to use. They're all a little different and have their pros and cons. But if we don't take any more trades and we stay with our profit, we could use one of these discount codes and we can for sure get a 25K. Option 2 is we don't take a payout and we just keep trading and try to get to 8% and pass phase 1 and then take our payout and buy a 100K. So it's a what do y'all think? What do you want to do, chat? Do you want to take every payout we can get and then just get the largest account? In this case, it would be able to be a 25K account. So then we would be trading our funded account, a phase 1 10K challenge, and a phase 1 25K challenge. Or option 2, don't take a payout and just wait until we pass phase 1, take the full 8% and buy a 100K account. I'll let the chat decide. Option 1, 25K. If this is all contingent on we don't take any more trades this week, of course. Like assuming today it ended, what would we do? Do we go get the 25K or do we just wait and take option 2 and just trade our challenge and wait until we get 8% and buy a 100K? Option 1 or option 2? Just write option 1 or option 2. There's only 9 or 10 of you, so we'll see what y'all think. Alex, oh my bad, I disconnected earlier. I thought it would connect automatically. Been thinking a lot about your setup from a few days ago. There was a news event that I didn't think the analysis took into account. That's why I got emotional and second guessed it. Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that, Spiffy. You messaged me and said that you kind of took out before the news hit. When the news hit, it spiked up. It got close to our stop, and that's where you took it out, and then you got back in. That was a news event. So I have red folder news events that I will enter in before. They're like building permits. It's listed as a red folder news event. Often it does not create the volatility that you need to do anything with. You shouldn't be. It's not going to affect my trades typically. CPI, NFP. Powell testimony, there are red folder news event, interest rate decisions. All of those things are red folder news events that I would definitely not be in a position. But yes, I think it was was it building permits or Michigan Consumer Report? I can't remember which one. I think it was Michigan Consumer. That's one of the ones where I'm like, I'll get into a position if the setup allows. I'll stay in that. And that's what happened. However, been wondering if your analysis doesn't really care about a potential news event. Is that the case? That's kind of what I just talked about. Yes, certain red folder news events, if they show themselves, I will go ahead and take those entries or leave my orders set if that news event is still approaching and my order hasn't been triggered yet. Tobago says June 25, so that would be take the 25K. Spiffy says wait, buy the 100. Corey says I like option 2, buy the 100. Alex says option 2, 100. Steven says wait for the 100. Tobago, I'm buying the 10,000 for $75 using June 25 code. Cool. I have a link in my YouTube channel that does give me an affiliate commission if you buy your bespoke account. That's the only way I'm affiliated with them, is just I have a link that if you use that and you purchase an account, I'll get a kickback from it. You don't have to use it. I'm not begging you to use it. I don't really give a crap, honestly, but it is there if you want to use that. It's in my YouTube profile somewhere. I don't know. I don't do a good job of publishing it, obviously. I just don't really care that much about it. But I'll say it's there, and it's a way that you could help me, but you don't have to. I'm not asking you to. Option 2, David says 100K, 6 figures. Option 2, what's the fastest route to max funding? Option 2. Could be, yeah. It could be. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get to 8%, though. So, option 2 is assuming that we're going to reach 8% quicker on this phase 1 challenge than we would purchasing another 25K and then getting both of those to 8% and then buying a 100K off of that. So, I mean, it could go either way, but it seems like chat is definitely in favor of not taking a payout and just waiting to get phase 1 done and then buying a 100K. I'm going to be releasing a video probably later today, an actual real YouTube video, not a live stream, that I've been working on, that basically talks through exactly the process to go from 10K to 2 million in funding and exactly how I'm going to manage that and do that. So obviously I'll put it up on Twitter when that happens. But that will be my first video, and I will be very interested to see what you guys think about it, because it's not, I don't know, I'm not a video editor, and I've just kind of done my own research on what other guys are doing, and I'm trying to do at least that good. But this is something, so I don't want to make YouTube videos that are just my regurgitation of someone else's content. So there's already a lot of great videos about risk management. So I don't really feel like I need to do my own version of risk management. There's already a lot of videos about psychology. So I don't know. I mean, psychology and emotion and self-discipline, maybe more so just because it's personal to me. And explaining my process in psychology and mindset might be helpful. So maybe that. But yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know what good, if I can find original content that is unique to me that I can put on YouTube in a specific, like, shorter form video, like maybe let's say 6 to 15 minutes kind of a thing. Maybe I'll do that. I've had some people request like end of the week, like reviews, like talk through what happened in the week. And I don't know. I kind of like put that on Twitter, and yeah, I don't know what would be helpful. I'm still trying to figure out the YouTube side of this stuff. Like what is good. Obviously I do shorts. When we take trades, I'll do a short kind of updating what happened with that trade and where we stand with our balances and stuff. But I don't know, man. I'm still trying to get my legs underneath me, I guess, is the way to say that, when it comes to really managing YouTube well. So it's nice to see, for those that are just joining, I did take a not on this stream, but I have other accounts. These are not, this is not the only account I'm trading. But you can see here, I have another 10K master account that I use to trade my large 6-figure funded accounts. And this is the trade I'm currently in. And when it takes out this swing high, I will move to break even. But I got wicked in overnight. This was a 30-minute setup. We had taken out liquidity. We pushed back in, change of market structure, and we left behind a fair value gap. I was targeting the wick to body here as an entry with my stop just below this candle. And we got wicked in as London open. And you can go back and look at the live stream. Let me see. I'll pull it up again here. Just so you can see I'm not lying. Like, I actually did get into that trade right there. You can see that. And it's currently up about 1.5. But I don't move to 1.5 on this strategy that I'm using for this. And I might end up using this. This is like these two strategies, the one that I'm using on this live stream, and then this strategy here that I use are the two main strategies that I will identify trade setups on. And this one is usually used on a 1 hour, 4 hour, 30-minute time frame area. Like, the breakers I like to watch on the 15-minute, but on these kind of fair value gaps with order blocks, I like to use on higher time frames. And so I set that order before I went to bed last night. It got triggered in while I was asleep, and I woke up and, in profit. So that trade's still running. Don't try to get into it. Don't do it. I'm just explaining to you. We may eventually add a second setup to this stream, but if I do, it won't be until we're in the high 6-figure funded range. I really do want to show you how you can just use one setup, be patient, be calm, be quiet, and a couple times a week, take your shot and get paid. You don't have to be taking 2 or 3 trades every single day to make this work. So you can see this is why I wanted to see pound displace above that high, but it did not. It's pulled right back up to this order block. It's respected bearish order flow here. It is pulling back. If you were going to identify this as your displacement, you would want to see price pull back down into this area, into these small little volume imbalances here. You do have a no wick candle in the 5-minute time frame down there. I'd be cautious of. Price can just continue to drop from this point. So again, I want to see price clear this swing high, displace above this order block, turn that into a breaker. Dollar still in its consolidation. Gold, what's gold doing? Same as it was yesterday. A bunch of nothing. We have just entered into, we're about 5 minutes into the new hour here. So yeah, it's just been very quiet. Not much is going on. I'll use your link next time I get a bespoke funding challenge. Thanks, Smitty. That'd be great. Again, you don't have to. Please, guys, don't feel like you have to do that. Clicking the like button is basically all I ask of you. When I put a video out, just like it. Interact with it, leave a comment on it. It does help when people engage on videos. It triggers the algorithm to be like, oh, if people are engaging with this content, maybe others will want to also engage with this content. So we'll build this thing together, really. When I release something, like it, comment on it. But like in this stream. But hey, affiliate, the affiliate link is there to use. If you want to use that, you can. It does not give you any other discount, but they are always running discounts. So just you would use that link to go to purchase and then just put in whatever discount code. And I guess it will eventually give me a little thank you commission at some point. I don't know. I don't think anybody's ever used it. The latter concept to 2 million funded account is pretty unique and is what drew me in. I think that's a good hook. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that anybody's ever documented this. There are people that probably have done this, but they haven't documented it and shown it on a live stream. Start with the smallest account a firm gives you for the smallest amount of investment you can do, and then use that to get 7 figures in funding. I think it's pretty interesting. I thought it was interesting too. And I've found evidently 11 people who also want to watch that happen. There may be more, they just don't know about it and they don't care. And honestly, I do think when people pop into the live stream and they see, like that guy that was in here yesterday, and he was like, bruh, do something. I don't know if Paulo, I've never seen him in here before. He was like, bruh, do something. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Do you just want me to slap on a random long or short tool and call some random ass trade? Like, why in the world would I do that? You obviously are just a junkie looking for a signal to grow your account, and not a professional trader who understands you sit and you wait for your setups to form before you take a trade. So, yeah. There's a lot of people that I think will probably pop into the stream, and then when they see, we've been trading for 2 weeks and have taken 2 trades, that is not a very popular way to approach trading, to be quite honest. But what is also true is that it is a very profitable, it may not be popular, but it is profitable. And that's what we're here to do, is to be profitable. So, all right. Well, it looks like the chat has spoken, and it looks like we are going to, unless we can find a couple winners here today, tomorrow, and Friday, it looks like the chat has spoken. Option 2 it is. So we're going to wait until we get 8% and then buy a 100K, which totally fine with. I think that's a great idea. We'll just keep working on this funded account and this 10K challenge. Spiffy, there's a mature style trading exactly what I need to get to the next level. I've done the immature trading in the past. It doesn't work. It does not work. You are exactly right. It does not work. It doesn't work. I did it for years, man. I did it for years. I've spent thousands of dollars failing challenges. They have used my money to pay out profitable traders for years. And now I'm on the other end of that. And you cannot be immature, man. Emotional maturity, self-discipline, patience, overcoming fear and greed and arrogance. That's where true profitability lies. Toxie says, thoughts on pound. If Powell wouldn't testify, I would regard this low as pretty strong. Nice break for possible entry as well. Yeah, so what I'm looking for here on pound, and I talked about this a little bit ago, Toxie, is that I really want to see this highlighted breaker here get displaced through. This 5 minute is displacement, yes, but until I see this higher time swing level, this is the candle this is the last up close candle before we took out this external liquidity here, sell side liquidity. We displaced through it. We've displaced back up to it, but we have failed to displace above the candle that caused that run lower. So yes, I did say this. Yes, these two 5-minute candles right here could be used as a breaker entry. Absolutely. If this were a 15-minute time frame, I would say, yep, that's a trade. I would wait for price to come back down into this fair value gap or this fair value gap, put my stop at the low and get an easy 1 to 2. But currently you can see price is respecting this 15-minute order block. And it did not displace. It ran right up into it, and then it has just respected the crap out of it. So that's why before price even got here, I said, when price was down here, I said, if we can get displacement above this high, then I'll be interested in a GBP buy. But it didn't displace through there, so there's currently yet no setup for me on that. No, don't apologize. That is not. If you weren't here for that, you weren't here for it, and you can always ask. I'm not going to make you, I don't know where exactly I said that, so I'm not just going to expect you to rewind and try to find that. It gives me something to continue to talk about. I'm always worried every time I sit here every single morning. I'm like, God, really? What am I just going to run my mouth about for the next 2 hours? And we always find something to talk about mostly. But that's kind of what I'm waiting for. Ahmad also identified this same setup and this same displacement, and he likes it. And again, I'm not. This is truly a breaker. Like, it ran liquidity and then it displaced above it. Market structure shift, fair value gap inside of these 5-minute candles. I just want to see this 15-minute shift in structure here and this breaker get formed up. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for on pound. You don't ever, please don't feel like you need to apologize for asking a question. If you come into the stream, wherever it is you happen to come into the stream at, you ask what you're going to ask. And if we have to rehash, then we rehash. It's not a big deal. I'm fine with that. I got about another 45 minutes or so, probably about 45 minutes to stay on. And then I do need to go help my buddy. We got to go pick up the U-Haul truck or whatever truck he's getting. I don't know if it's U-Haul. I call all moving trucks U-Haul trucks. We got to go get the truck, and I got to help him move. And then tomorrow we will actually leave. Again, it may be a short stream tomorrow as well, because we're going to leave in the morning. After the stream is over, we will stream for whatever time I have. But then after that, I'm going to leave. We have to drive up into Central Texas, up near Austin, and move him in. And if all goes well, I'll come back tomorrow night and be able to stream on Friday. But there is a small chance that it just takes way longer and it gets late and I don't want to drive back. I have to ride back with another buddy of mine who's going up to help us. So if we're just too tired from moving all day, we may just stay there and I won't stream on Friday. But I'm pretty hopeful. And I mean, based on what we've talked about so far, I should be back tomorrow night, and the stream Friday will happen as scheduled. I don't currently have one scheduled, only because I didn't know for sure it would happen, but it will probably happen. Just giving you guys a heads up. Also, why just 13 people watching? Great stream to prevent overtrading. I don't know, man. I think, number one, it's new. I mean, I've only been doing this for just over 30 days now. There's not many people that even realize we're out here doing this. And I think number two, it's because we're not taking multiple trades every time I'm on the stream. People don't want people want a quick get in, show me your trade. I'm gonna get a winner. I don't have to think about it. I'm just gonna let this guy tell me what to do. And so they just don't like that style, and so they leave because they're not looking to become profitable. They're looking for a trade setup, a quick trade setup, and eventually they'll find their way back here and realize, oh, sitting here and watching this with other traders, other professional traders who are all just hanging out together watching the charts, waiting for their setup to form, is actually how you pass these challenges. That's actually how you do it. Waiting. Pound coming back down. It'll be interesting to see. You do have a nice little fair value gap nested inside here of this this order block. This is a bullish order block. We had a shift of structure, so it'll be nice to see if price actually does indeed react off of that fair value gap in that order block, and it may actually work out with this breaker here too. So we'll see. If you're going to take that trade, good luck. I'm not telling you to. I'm not calling it. It's not one that I'm using on this stream, but you guys know what you're looking for, and you know what your trade setups are, and if that fits your criteria, I hope it works out for you. John Jones, good, because I just got here. Welcome in, John Jones. Man, appreciate you being here, and thanks for jumping in the chat. The chat is where it's at, man. I promise you. Get in the chat, be active, leave comments, ask questions. But glad you're here watching. And I hope that it's helpful. If it is helpful, click that like button. That's really the only thing I ask anybody here to do. Not asking you to buy anything or support me financially. I'm trading to support myself financially. So that may change in the future, because I don't know how long I'm going to do. My goal for this stream was just to do this. Why is that so blurry? Holy crap. What happened to my camera? That's weird. Let me see if I can get. Sometimes if I switch off to my laptop and then back, it will get better. Is that better now? Yeah, there we go. Wow, that was weird. I hope it hasn't been like that for long. I haven't really been paying attention. But anyway, what I was saying is once that I reach 2 million in funding, the stream's purpose and original intent and mission will be accomplished, and I don't know what I'll do then. I may just go put everything on Discord, and people can come and be part of the Venator community that we will have built up over the next 6 months. Or maybe I just disappear, and this is my contribution to the trading world, and I just go back to trading on my own. Or maybe we'll just pick a new prop firm and we'll start it all over with a new firm. I don't know, man. There's lots of different options out there. I'm not really sure which way is the best way to go. We'll see. Steven says, I'm using that breaker as an entry on GU on 15 minute, not on your own, mate. Not on your own. I really have enjoyed doing this stream. I've been trading privately for 3.5 years, profitable in the last 12 to 15 months. Yeah, so it's coming back down into that 5 minute. I would probably, if I was going to use this trade, which I'm not, my own personal taste would want to see it come down into this lower fair value gap before I took an entry. So I would want to see it come down into this area here, and I would have my stop probably there, and then 1 to 2 would be something like that. That's what I would want to see on an entry here, is use that lower fair value gap inside these two 5-minute candles. So again, I'm not calling that as a trade. That is not my trade. This is the chat trade idea. I'm glad you like watching the stream. I really do hope it's helpful. I really do. Hope you're learning. Hope you're realizing what it actually takes to become a profitable trader. If you're just joining us, what you see on my screen is not a trade setup that I am using. This is a chat trade setup that some of them have said that they are going to take. I would not. I'm not taking this because it did not displace above the 15-minute candle swing high here. We did not get a shift in market structure yet on this 15-minute time frame. I want to see displacement above this 15-minute order block here, and we did not get that yet, and we may not get that. Euro dropping here pretty aggressively. This could be our liquidity grab here. If this quick displacement down into this area, we get a run on liquidity, and then perhaps we get some displacement away. We will watch and wait and see. Dollar is pushing up pretty aggressively. I don't think we had any news drop yet. It's only, we still have about 7 minutes before the market actually opens, but maybe the dollar wants to run some liquidity up here, which is fine. Get back into this inverted daily fair value gap. For those joining the stream, just in the last little bit here on dollar, all of our price objectives have met. This was the fair value gap and order block that we were expecting as a draw on liquidity from last week. And you can see Thursday blew right through that fair value gap, and it created its own fair value gap that we're currently inside of right now. So you've got Friday's high, Wednesday's low. The imbalance in between there is where we currently reside. The old fair value gap over here has now acted as resistance. Price traded back up into it. It has now become an inverted fair value gap that has been respected yesterday, and now we're pushing back up into it today. You can also see today's candle has left no wick on the bottom, which is another indication for me that typically price wants to leave a wick. And when it doesn't, it will use that as draw on liquidity to put a wick in. So I'm anticipating, if the dollar is going to push up here, that the high of the week was yesterday. That's my anticipation. I could be wrong, but we'll watch and wait and see what's going to happen here. But you can see here's that inverted daily fair value gap right here. This is a daily volume imbalance that would be a further buy side liquidity draw. So if we do break that high, then I would anticipate this volume imbalance here to be a further buy side draw on liquidity if we do break yesterday's high, in fact. But currently, I would anticipate a run on liquidity maybe above this high. It's already taken out liquidity here and here. It could reach up that high. It doesn't need to. This is fine. This is enough of a liquidity run. If we get displacement away from here now, that would be enough indication for me for a potential setup on euro or pound. If you took that pound trade on the 5-minute time frame that the chat identified, this would be my entry, and it would be triggered in at this point. So good luck if you're in that trade. Hope that works out for you. Because if it works out for you, it means I'm more likely to get my setup to form. So we'll see. Euro, again, you've seen Euro reach here into the sell side liquidity, which is similar to the dollar reaching into buy side liquidity. It's just opposite. So we're going to watch and wait and see, do we get some displacement here now in the opposite direction. $17 watching. Was there 17? Did I miss it? It says 15 now. 14. I don't know. If there was 17, I must have pissed 3 people off with not having a trade set up to take. Maverick says, hey, brother, sorry, had to leave the stream, but back. I left as you were speaking about next steps. Are you looking to buy the 25K? The chat voted, Maverick. The chat voted. And the chat decided that we will not, if we don't take any more trades this week, we will take our payout from our 10K account over here. And along with the discount, sorry, we will not take it. Chat voted and said, wait until we get 8%, then buy a 100K challenge. So by the way, we may not need to wait until 8% because the 100K challenge is $529. So with a discount code, potentially by the end of the month, you know, you don't need the full 8% to buy a 100K. Like if it got up to 6%, I would have enough with a discount code to buy a 100K. But basically chat was just stating that chat voted and said, wait until you can buy a 100K account. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait. We're going to keep working on this phase 1 challenge here. And then we will purchase as soon. Here's what I'll do. Even if it's not the full 8%, as soon as we're able to get a payout that allows us to buy a 100K challenge, that's what we'll do. So that's what chat decided. Hope it works out. I'm not sure where you guys got in at, but if you took the entry that I identified, if I was going to take this trade, this is where I would want to get in. You're slightly in profit. Whoa, look at gold. Gold is diving. Gold is diving. Wow. And did I miss a news event? Did something happen in real life? Like, did the president get shot, or like why? Like, there was no news scheduled. Did I miss a news event? I'm trying to figure out. We still like the market hasn't even opened yet. Like, I'm trying to figure out why it's being so aggressive on this gold drop right there. That's very interesting. Steven said my entry is lower. Well, then you haven't gotten triggered in yet, Steven. But hey, if you don't get your price, don't worry about it. If price runs away right here, no sweat. Just wait. You get your price, you get your entry, or you get no trade. And it's fine either way that happens. So don't sweat it. Don't worry. Don't stress. Don't get anxious. All right, so Euro is following gold down. And now you're seeing Euro or the gold pull back here a little bit off of that. So that's just really interesting to me. Like, why that dive? Is this a stop hunt? Is this a stop hunt? Huh? Could be. Could be. We will find out if it displaces back above these highs. Pound trade is moving up pretty nicely now. If you're in that trade, well done. It's at 0.5 from the breaker and 0.5 from the order block. Half of the breaker, half of the order block. Yeah, so it'd be down there a little bit further at the bottom of that fair value gap probably is where your entry is likely to be. All right, so if Euro here gives us some displacement now, we might finally get an opportunity. I've got about 30 more minutes and then I've got to get off the stream. Here we go. The market has opened and we're pushing aggressively higher. Gold pushing aggressively higher. Pound, if you're in that trade, I would think about moving to break even here pretty soon. But that is very interesting. Again, I want to see displacement above this 15-minute candle on pound. And for Euro, probably displacement above this right here. If you get displacement above that, then you would be able to look at use the previous week high as your drawn liquidity, find an entry to get your 1 to 2. But you're going to need to see, we're just in the first 5 minutes. You got a quick spike when the market opened, and now you're seeing a quick pullback. US30's taken out sell side liquidity here. Ahmad, if you're still in here, Ahmad, did you take that trade on GU that you were talking about? Or did anybody else take that trade on GU? Holding steady at 15 viewers. That's pretty good. Welcome in. I'm glad you guys are here. Toxie took it. Did you move to break even on that quick spike, or are you just letting it run? Hey, Jack. Good morning. Hey, better late than never. Glad you're here. How are your accounts going, man? You've been sending some killer trade setups to my DMs. So have you caught any more beautiful breakers off that London Open? That seems to be your bread and butter. Gold pulled right back up in and rejected off of, did not get displacement, continued displacement, I guess I should say. Pound trying to hold, but we'll see. Toxie says, letting it run, want to see if the 1 hour closes above that old low. Yeah, I mean, fair. Haven't taken a trade all week, to be honest. I've seen nothing I liked. Yeah, I've only seen the one winner we had. No, we did. Did we take a trade this week? What was that last week? No, I guess it was this. I don't even remember. No, we haven't taken a trade this week. We called one yesterday. But it didn't get triggered. So same, bro. Same. Not much to my liking. We had one set up yesterday on Eurodollar that we called out right here, but we just didn't get triggered back into it. Where was that? Was that? No. Oh, I'm on pound. That's not the right trade. This is what we were looking at yesterday. This breaker ran liquidity, dropped through. We were hoping to get an entry inside that volume imbalance before it tanked, but it didn't come up and get us in. Tanked anyway. Now we're currently stuck between that breaker and this breaker. We've currently looks like we're wanting to trade lower here, potentially back into this sell side liquidity here. With Powell speaking at 10 a.m. in about an hour and a half, who knows what's going to happen? Hard to say. Gold is definitely wanting to stay below here. We haven't had any kind of... We had a quick shoot up as the market opened, but we didn't get any continued displacement above to give us an opportunity. US 30 still dropping, gave us a quick pop up and then tanked as well. Again, until dollar takes out some liquidity and gets out of this range, it's engineering. This is just all engineering. Like we're in a consolidation period. So we're just engineering liquidity. Powell's going to talk, we're going to get manipulation, and then we're going to get a move, likely. Smitty, it looks like you're about to get triggered in. If you're targeting half of that, somewhere down in here. Bit different trading style. There's no... every trading style is different. I mean, there's no right or wrong. If you've got an edge and you've got data that shows you what your edge is and that it works with a specific risk management profile, good for you, man. Like I'm not going to try and talk you out of whatever your trading plan is. I'm going to try to talk you into sticking to your plan, executing your plan, executing your trade, following through with your rules that you have written down. That's how you become profitable. You don't have to use this setup. You don't have to use my risk management profile. You don't have to use 1 to 2. You don't have to do any of that. You do what your trading plan tells you to do. That's what is going to get you guys funded and getting payouts. 2706. Oh man, did you get wicked in on that little push down or no? I got 2706 lit up on TradingView here, and it didn't get down that far on TradingView, but you may have a different broker. But you probably didn't get in yet. John Jones, do you ever hear of Online Trading Academy? Does not ring any bells. Oops. Here we go. Online Trading Academy. Is this Houston? Is this the one you're talking about? Oh, is this John? Are you here in Houston? Did you hit me up on Twitter yesterday and tell me you were in Houston too? There was somebody. Okay, that wasn't you. There was somebody that hit me up on Twitter yesterday. A fellow Houstonian that started following. So, KC, man, kind of jealous of you having Patrick Mahomes up there. Kind of jealous. Did just recently start following. Well, that's cool, man. Well, thanks for following. Yeah, you guys have kicked our asses the last few years. Of course, Texans have sucked. Bill O'Brien absolutely destroyed the Houston Texans. And then of course Deshaun Watson with his issues did not help, and we've been rebuilding for the last 4 years. So interested to see how C.J. Stroud's going to fit in. You know, he's kind of excited about new young quarterback, athletic, a lot of upside. They made a big move in the draft, of course, trading up to get the third pick as well. So we're looking up. We're going to be looking at the bottom of Kansas City though for a while. You guys have built quite the dynasty there in KC. So I don't know what Online Trading Academy is. I've never seen this. Let's take a look. Welcome to the heart of Online Trading Academy. Behind the scenes, look at the people, programs, and perspectives that are pulled to the company. I mean, I don't understand what they haven't given me any. Atlanta. Was it just like a? I guess it's just teaching you how to trade. Is that what it is? Strategy used by professionals. Is it stocks? Looks like it might be more stock related. Oh, they got countries all over the world. Malaysia, Indonesia, India, whatever that is, Dubai. Interesting. Yeah, I've never heard of that before. Jack, we're talking about American football here, not football, but football. So the Kansas City Chiefs is the NFL team in Kansas City, and Patrick Mahomes is their quarterback. He is a freaking stud. Basically, perennial All Star MVP type caliber. And they're just they have an amazing team. They won the Super Bowl. It sucks for John because he lives there and he can't root for them because he's a Packers fan and they suck. They just dumped Aaron Rodgers, or Aaron Rodgers dumped them, whatever. So it's not great news for John either. John says it hasn't been that profitable. The online trading academy is what he's talking about. I've had to seek out methods. Yeah, man. I don't know much about them, but I hope that you have found something profitable. If you haven't, stick around here and learn, because you can find some profitable setups here. And learn how really what a professional trader how a professional trader acts and responds to markets, how we get out of drawdown, how we manage trades, how we find setups, all of it, man. We're doing it all here. So I'm glad you found us. Hopefully you can find some value in it as well. Hey, Nam, Wednesday is my best back test your trading model. Wednesday's a good day. Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays are my most profitable trading days for this setup. So I typically find my best trade setups on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So I have similar results to you, Nan. He is a young Aaron Rodgers. I think he's better than Aaron. He's more athletic, although his knees are kind of jacked up. They've been injured, and he's not quite as mobile as he used to be. But he's more athletic than Aaron, I think. I think Aaron's talents were wasted there in Green Bay, and now, you know, I don't think Aaron has much ceiling left in his career and his playing time. And I don't know did he go to the Jets? Is that where he went? He went somewhere. I can't remember where he went. Are you into real football at all? Oh, Jack, you're stirring the pot, man. Why did you have to say real? I see what you're doing there. You're gonna you're gonna quickly divide the chat by with that kind of inflammatory language in the chat. Real football. I see you. I agree, John. American football is completely real. And Jack, over here, we call what you guys play by its real name, by the actual ball that you kick. Soccer. It's a soccer ball. So the sport is called soccer. Let's just be real clear about that from the beginning. The sport that you call real football is soccer. All right? And what we call football, we actually play with a football. That's why it's called football. So you're never going to convince me that real football is soccer. It's soccer. It's two different sports. It's soccer and it's football. I don't know how more obvious. I don't know how more obvious you can get. It's a football. It's not a football. It's called a soccer ball. It's very clearly called a soccer ball. Can we just take a minute here, chat? Soccer. If I just Google soccer ball, look what comes up. And if I Google football, what happens? Oh, what do you get? You get a football. Wow. It's crazy how that happens when you just call things by their names. I'm just messing with you. Michael, oh man, all of our European guys are ganging up. I'm with Jack on this. Come on. Why don't we call your sport by the ball that you play? Handig ball? What's handig ball? It's football. The ball is called a football, so we call the sport football. And they actually do kick it. They don't kick it a lot, but they do kick it with their feet. Yeah. Oh boy. It's just American and biased by Google. Are you kidding me? No. Google is not American biased. Come on, you're reaching now. You're trying to you're just trying to find something to cling on to. You know it's called a soccer ball. You know it's called a soccer ball. So just call it by what it is. It's soccer. Man, that pound trade is working out well, Toxie. I would think about going to break even if we break back into that area here. If you guys are in that trade, well done. It did not hit my risk profile there and what I wanted to see happen on the higher time frame. But price is kind of pulling back off of there. Euro is pulling back off of running its sell side liquidity. And so if you're looking at the euro here, I would want to see this 5-minute candle. This is the last up close candle that produced this quick aggressive run into sell side liquidity. So if we get displacement above this candle, hopefully we could get some kind of entry that then we could use to target the buy side liquidity in the last week's high up here. Gold is slowly climbing back up. Dollar is dropping low. We could just range around inside here, so don't get super excited about these moves that you're seeing. We could just sit inside this range until Powell talks, and we may not get any displacement. So could just be a seek and destroy profile where it just kind of It's carved out liquidity. It's grabbing liquidity here. It's going to grab liquidity here, make a deeper dive. We don't know. We know what we're watching and waiting for, and then we'll see. I can stay on for about 10 more minutes, guys, and then I got to get off. The soccer conversation and the real football conversation. We're up to 18 viewers. Hey, I guess the algorithm is like, let's get some more people in here to confirm that American football is football and European football is soccer. We're getting more and more of our football games over there. I think we get a couple games in London every year now. So you guys and it didn't they have a European football league for a little while in the off season from the NFL? I think there was a European football league. There may still be. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's not as good as NFL, but it's football. Football is still currently king here in the States. I am much more of a baseball fan. I love baseball. Love watching it. My boys played it. Not all my kids. I have two girls, two boys. But boys played baseball. I played baseball growing up. Loved it. It's a great sport. I am a diehard Houston Astros fan. But I do keep up with NFL. It's been tough here in Houston because our NFL team, the Texans, Houston Texans, are trash, absolute trash of an organization. They had literally like the last 5 years, it seemed like they were just intentionally trying to torch the team and could not make a wise decision about anything. And this is the first season, I think, the Texans fan base is a little bit more energized and excited about. Even though we're going to suck again this year because we have a brand new rookie quarterback, our team still has a lot of holes. People will at least be excited about it again here in Houston. So, a Royals fan, yeah, that sucks for you, man. You're going to be stuck in a perpetual state of despair. Pick a different team, bro. I mean, you're from Wisconsin. Like the Twins, they're pretty good. They're the closest team to you. The Tigers suck. You can't go there. You got the Cubs or the White Sox. I mean, they're close from Green Bay. But yeah, Royals fan, that's brutal, man. Sucks for you. On a trading note, do you trade ES? I don't trade ES futures. I will look at US 30, NAS, and S&P. I mostly look at US 30, but I will pop over. On this stream, I'm keeping it to what you see up here. Bitcoin is not. What I use up here is what we use on the stream. So Euro, Pound, Gold, and US 30. And I use the dollar as a correlating chart just to, all of these pairs are correlated to dollar movement as well. If you're in that pound trade, good job, guys. That was a chat setup, and it seems like it's working out. You should be at break even. I would be at break even here pretty quick if you're not already. Euro grab liquidity displaced up, and then we haven't had any follow through here. So it's just a very choppy day. With Powell talking in another hour, you're probably just going to get chop until he talks. So, do you watch football, soccer? Man, what did it take for you to have to type that out? What kind of, like, did you have to like cross yourself when you typed soccer? Did you have to say a Hail Mary? Did you have to whisper it? Did you like have to hide your screen so your wife and kids didn't see you typing soccer? Do you feel dirty, Jack? I heard it's growing over there. It is growing over here. I do not keep up with soccer yet, but it is taking off. The MLS is taking off. The Houston actually has a franchise, the Houston Dynamo, and they were actually good a couple years ago. I don't know if they still are or not. They have a stadium. Actually, the Houston Dynamo stadium or field or whatever the heck you guys call it in soccer is right next to the Astros stadium, which is also down the street from the Houston Rockets stadium, which is our NBA team. But I haven't been to a Dynamo game. I know a lot of some of my best friends love and keep up with soccer and watch a lot of it. Even the European leagues. I don't know what they're called. So I'm going to sound like an idiot if I try to start talking about that. But I watched Texas Longhorns live in Austin. I've had a tour of Dallas Cowboys Stadium, which was very cool. Yeah, Dallas is our arch enemy, so we don't talk about Dallas here in Houston. We hate everything Dallas. They are our rivals. Cowboys suck. I hate the Cowboys. I hate Jerry Jones. Although I am a Texas Longhorn fan, they're in Austin, so it's a different city. In Texas, it's a cool city. Texas Longhorn Stadium is really cool. That's not how it works. I'm from KC, but I'm a Packers. Oh, you're from KC, but you just root for the Packers. I see. Well, that was a bad choice on your part. You have a dynasty in your own town, and you're not rooting for them. Come on, man. And you decide to root for the Royals instead? You're just picking the losers. Chat's getting a bit messy. Ooh, I see what you're doing there, Toxie. All right. You had to lock yourself in the bathroom? Yeah, I bet. Babe, what are you doing in there? Don't worry. SOCCER. I'll be out in a minute. Yep. Yeah, Messi joined the Miami team? I saw that news. Big news. He got quite the deal from, I think, like part ownership, shirt sales, Apple TV, MLS subscription cut. I mean, obviously, it's better for Miami that he's there than it is for Messi that he's there. So, great move on both of their parts. You know, he wasn't going to play in the European leagues anymore. So, hey, why not go cash in on all the gluttonous Americans who are willing to fork over their hard-earned cash for a player outside of his prime. And I know I probably just blasphemed. Messi's one of the greatest ever. I'm not trying to, but he obviously is not playing in Europe for a reason, right? So he came to the little leagues and gonna cash out and make more money. So good for him. My ancestors are frowning upon me. It's called soccer, Jack. Just admit it. It's called soccer. You didn't defame your ancestors by typing out the word soccer. It's all right. KC has a franchise as well called KC Sporting. Oh, a soccer team there in KC. Do they suck as well, John? I didn't know you had a rivalry. Packers have had now 3 quarterbacks for as long as I've been alive. Yeah, you had Favre. Who was before Favre? I can't remember who was before Favre. You had Brett Favre, and then you had Aaron Rodgers, and I don't know who was before Favre. You'll say it, and I'll remember. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, I see 20 viewers on our stream right now. Welcome in, guys. Glad you guys are here. Look at the stream blowing up. And just then, at that time, I realized I'm going to have to get off the stream, guys. It's been a great day. I'm glad you guys have been in here. If you took that chat setup, good job, chat. You guys are about to hit your take profit and smash out some TPs today, so good job on that. I will be watching as I am helping my buddy load I'll be checking my phone, checking the charts, and if we get a setup, I will post it on Twitter for sure. But if not, it is what it is. I would stay clear as we approach that Powell testimony here in about an hour. I would be very cautious. If you're not already in a trade, I would probably stay out until he talks and then see what happens. So, but I will be watching as well. So, you guys be safe. Happy hunting. Let's see. We've had Jordan. I'm gonna check the chat one last time. It's been at 20 for a while. Oh, really cool. I'm glad I could add. Yeah, John, welcome in. Your first day in, and you're stirring the pot, man. Come back tomorrow. Bring some more inflammatory language. We'll see if we can get Jack over to the real world and embrace a true sport. All right, guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Be careful out there. Happy hunting. And I'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern. You guys come in, stop in, and we'll see what we can find. All right. We'll catch you.